Right now on News 4 at 10, assessing the damage. News 4 captured the sights and sounds as strong winds ripped through western New York today. Plus, we'll tell you how communities are working together to pick up the pieces.
And keeping a close eye on a relatively unsettled finish to the week. We'll have all the details and what we expect snowfall-wise coming up.
And 50 years later, how millions are remembering one of the most prolific civil rights activists of our times, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Live in high definition, this is Western New York's news leader. Now, News 4 at 10.
I almost fell over like 5 times.
Powerful winds made a mess across western New York, pushing over trees and downing power lines. Quite widespread. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave Graber. Just about all of us saw those high winds mixed with maybe a little bit of rain and even some snow. The damage report started to roll in to our newsroom very early today. Take a look at this. We're seeing video from a crew, one of our crews, in fact, that stopped by a neighborhood in Cheektowaga. The wind snapped a tree in half, and then it landed on a trailer home. Now, despite the damage here and across the region, there are thankfully no reports tonight of any weather-related injuries. Now, tens of thousands are without power this evening. Right now, as you see on your screen, more than 17,000 NYSEG customers are in the dark, and about 8,000 National Grid customers, they are in the dark as well. Now, we have live team coverage tonight of what's left of this windstorm. Let's head straight over to Chief Meteorologist Todd Santos, who's tracking a little more snow for some parts of western New York. Todd?
Yeah, that's at least one of the pieces I'm watching. And, tonight will be a cold night for those without power. So hopefully the fact that the winds are settling down, the high wind warnings have all expired, that should help power crews get the power back on, because it's going to be key to at least staying warm during the overnight hours. Next couple nights, we're still talking about 20s overnight. I want to start with a shot that we got just before sunset. This is the Niagara River, the upper Niagara River, looking up towards the North Bridges on Grand Island. All this ice in the river has prompted them to expand the lakeshore flood warning. So we'll take the flash flood watch. So we'll take a look at that piece coming up. The wind gusts have backed off substantially. I mean, even during our 4, 5, and 6 o'clock shows, we were still seeing gusts well into the 50-mile-per-hour range. This is just the last hour. So model doing a pretty good job, and you'll see these numbers drop off even a bit more, especially as you approach the early morning tomorrow. The gust potential into the 20s and near 30 miles per hour, but that's a shadow of what we had earlier. The flash flood watch is just for areas of Niagara County that border the upper river. Once you're downstream in the falls, this is not including you, as well as areas in Erie County. It really has to do with the potential that all that ice that's flown over or around the ice boom has gotten into the river itself. If it manages to jam up, which it seems unlikely at the moment, that's where you'd see some issues. So that one has been expanded into early tomorrow morning. The snowfall side of things, minimal. I mean, you see a few of these little streamers out of the west and northwest. If you compare that to what we're seeing even just 3 hours ago, a lot of those dark blues across the southern tier have faded. So we're down to, at this point, lighter snow showers that are not going to be all that organized overnight tonight. So down on the hills, there may be a few pockets of 1 to up to 3 inches. For most of us, you're talking minor coatings, and they will be spread out. I mean, this is the type of thing that you go 3 streets over from your house and they got nothing, and somehow you ended up with 1/10 of an inch or 2/10 of an inch on the car in the morning. Temperatures are cool enough that anything that falls will stick at this point. We will find some slick spots into the morning, and still a few areas with fog or just visibility that's been reduced thanks to the snow that's still falling, including Bradford, PA. So for tonight, cool temperatures, minimal accumulation, and at least the wind settling down. We are going to still find another window for snow this week. We'll take a closer look at that and ahead of the weekend coming up. Dave?
Well, many of you have been sending us videos and pictures of damage that you've been seeing in your neighborhoods. This picture sent to us by Bill in Lancaster. As you can see, big tree, pretty sizable one, just about smashed part of his gate and part of his fence. Also, another picture from George in Silver Creek. He says the strong winds caused this huge pine tree to crush his neighbor's garage. That is not good. News 4's Rachel Monjovi, she headed out this evening to survey some of the damage. She also spoke to one woman whose house now holds a tree, but she says she's taking it all in stride. Rachel is joining us now outside our studios here in North Buffalo. Rachel?
Well, Dave, since this morning, we've received dozens and dozens of photos from viewers about showing us some of the windstorm damage throughout Erie and neighboring counties. We've seen cars ruined by trees, many homes without power, but this North Tonawanda home may be had some of the most badly damaged home in this windstorm.
When I pulled up, I was just shocked. I just couldn't believe how bad it was.
Valerie Rehar was at work when strong winds uprooted a tree and fell on her North Tonawanda home. Her brother, who lives across the street, called her immediately.
And he just told me I need to come home. I thought he was joking. And he goes, no, you need to come home. There's a tree on the house.
The tree landed on her roof and branches pierced through her bedroom ceiling.
You know, the big branches are through the ceiling, plaster everywhere, all over the bed. As of right now that I can see, I have 7 punctures right through the roof that you can see daylight out of.
Rehar says she's lived at her home for 15 years. She just replaced her roof 3 years ago.
So to replace a new roof is a lot. So right there, that's probably 15. New bay window, you know, new gutters all the way around.
City of Tonawanda crews took the tree off of Rehar's house, but she says the insurance company can't come look at the damage for another 5 days. Rehar is just thankful no one was hurt.
Oh, I'm thankful, yeah. Very thankful I wasn't home. I'm gonna sleep on my couch. It'll be fine. Maybe a little cold, I got the heat cranked up, but I mean, what can you do? Mother Nature.
Now, Rehar tells me the city of Tonawanda will be coming out to her house tomorrow to remove what's left of the tree. But since the insurance company says they can't come out to her house until Monday, she's left having to buy tarps to put on her roof for the next several chilly nights. For now, reporting live, Rachel Monjovi, News 4 at 10.
Chilly indeed, Rachel. Thanks very much. Don't forget, you can get the latest forecast right in the palm of your hand at any time just by downloading our Forewarn weather app. It's free for both your phone and your tablet. Well, next at 10, remembering Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We'll show you how Western New York celebrated the life and legacy of the civil rights icon, plus how leaders are working to keep his message alive.